Oh my god, everyone. Oh my god. We are here. It's time. It's lucky number 13 of the Bento Boxcast. You know how I said lucky number 13? Because usually it's not very lucky. But this one is going to be because we have some fantastic, and I truly mean fantastic, topics today. You know, I'm super excited for it.
Sorry, but by the way, depending on where you live, 13 can be lucky.
Really?
Yeah, depending on where you live.
Can you think of like somewhere where it's actually lucky?
Different like countries and like regions of the world. Some of them believe that number 13 is lucky. I think we're the only ones here in the United States that's unlucky. So yeah, fun fact.
I don't know that. Okay. Well, I mean, this is going to be a lucky one because we're going to be talking about some dope anime stuff. Welcome back for your weekly dosage of that anime good stuff. You know, I'm not going to say that nasty stuff because honestly, truthfully, it's not that nasty. It's great, it's sweet, it's delicious, and it's easy
gushy
to take. It's that gushy and gushy stuff. That being said, just saying gushy and gushy just make my skin crawl. Anyways, what an interesting intro this go around for episode 13, but welcome back, like I said, to the Bento Boxcast. Here we have, of course, myself, Hector, one of the hosts of the pod, and as you heard, the beautiful voice, the melodic, the sweet, the savory, the silky smooth voice of my co-host Rafa. So
thank you very much.
We have a lot to get into, and I mean a lot. So
yeah,
I just instantly want to start off with something because, truthfully, one of your best friends, your homies, your Sunday guy, he really didn't have some nice words for you, I want to say, this week around.
No. See, that's where you're wrong. Okay, that's where you're wrong. Okay. But, well, I feel like we'll get into it. Go ahead. You're wrong, though. I'm letting you know.
So, essentially, guys, we're going to go straight into it. We're going to just get into the juiciness that is your guys' comments because, truthfully, you know, we had 3 different people comment today, and it's not even just one little comment that they added. Well, except for one, Pedro Galva, who, you know, I'm just going to start because that one is the most eye-opening one that we've had in this entire, you know, comments for episode 12 of the previous pod. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and you can find it on YouTube, our home, our main hub. But that being said, Pedro Galva is coming at your neck, Rafa, and I mean your neck. He said, my bank account hasn't received money from Rafa yet. This is why I hate the Bento Boxcast too much. Capping. Now, this is coming at you because I never made no business deal with Pedro, so I don't understand where any of this is coming from. I never cap, and that is not cap. Just letting you know that right now.
Okay, so the problem is that I didn't what's the quick pay him? I sent him a check by mail.
Oh.
Okay, so he should be receiving it within a few days. See, that's the thing. People are so impatient. People can't wait. They want everything right now. Remember the good old days when we had to wait for things? Okay? So hold your horses, buddy. Oh. You'll get your money. All right?
Oh, my God.
Jeez. Anyways.
He's like, what are those called? The loan shark. He's just salivating at the mouth, waiting for his money. And Rafa, you better get it to him. That's all the Postal Service, and we all know things are going wild with the Postal Service right now. So, Pedro, be patient.
He good. Yeah, he good. Don't worry about it. He good.
However, that being said, just like you had shots fired at you, I too had some shots fired at me. And you know what? It's actually kind of funny because it's coming from one of those 2 weasels over at the Play-In Pod. Those
dum-dums. Well, hold on, Hector. Let's try to behave this week. Let's try to be nice this week because before we get into this, I just want to say, you know, I don't know if you did, but I did hear the latest installment of the Play-In Pod.
I heard about an hour in it. You know, it's a pretty girthy one.
So guys, listeners out there. You may or may not know, but there's another podcast out here on YouTube called The Play-In Pod with Alex and John. They talk about video games, video games, pop culture, movies, TV shows, everything but anime. And they're friends of ours, but certain someone on that podcast likes to run his mouth. You know what I'm saying? He likes to talk. You know what I'm saying?
Preach, brother Rafa, preach.
Now, I was ready, Hector.
Mm-hmm.
I was ready. I had my 6-shooter ready.
Oh God.
I was like, "Come here, partner," and I was like, I was ready to go. But Alex, he somewhat threw up a truce flag, right? He didn't really talk a lot of smack. He did say fudge us. He did talk a little bit smack here and there, but nothing too bad. Nothing too bad. So I say, so I want to say, Hector, let's behave this week. Let's be nice to them. Let's be nice to the dum-dums over there.
Okay, I see. We're gonna keep it nice and simple. Call him a little bit of a weasel, Call him some dum-dums, but we're not gonna go too far. We're not gonna say fudge him.
We're not too crazy.
Yeah.
Right. No. Well, I mean fudge Alex, right?
Oh yeah.
I have to say it. But yeah. Let's not get too crazy this week. Last week I called them trash. Let's not get too crazy.
Okay. Yeah. We don't want to jump the gun. I see what you're saying.
Right. They're being honorable, which is I'm surprised. But
super surprised, really.
Right, but the Alex is pulling back a little bit. He's trying to, he's not going too crazy. Well, I honor it. I respect it. Okay. So we let's not get crazy with them this week.
Okay.
But they are dum-dums though.
Okay, we're gonna leave it at that then. But that being said,
right.
John did say, Hector baby boy, and I know what he wanted to say. For not wanting to read what you were talking about Junji Ito. Now here's the thing, and I know we've told him before, but I said it in the last pod, I'm waiting for that spooky season, that October greatness, that good time in October where everything spooky is just prime time. It's ready, it's in your face, and I'm just waiting to read it during then, because truthfully, it's not. And here's the weird thing about myself, right? I don't like scary things at all. However, I am more than willing to dive headfirst into what are those places, like a horror house? Whoa!
A horror house, yeah, baby, let's go.
A horror house. I mean, I'm not gonna go into that. Anyways, one of those dude,
big old pumpkins in my face. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Eat some pumpkin pie, you know what I'm saying?
I'm literally drawing a blank now thinking of what it's called, dude. One of those places where you get scared when you walk into.
Oh my God, really? A haunted house?
There you go.
Jesus.
Anyways, I'll dive headfirst into a haunted house. And yeah, I like that thrill of getting scared in person, but like watching Freddy Krueger or like Jason and like those movies and things like that, or like The Ring, especially The Ring, dude. I don't F with The Ring.
Scary. I was so scared of that movie when I was a kid.
I don't F with scary things at all, and I especially don't like clowns. I mean, now it's less of a fear, but yeah, dude, I'm just going into a tangent now.
Is it because you realize that you're a clown?
Hey guys, if you guys are listening, I am looking for a new co-host for the Bento Boxcast. If you guys like anime, drop your resume down below in the comments, because as you see, we do read them.
We do read them.
But yeah, so yeah, there's that. I will read them, John. I promise. All right, I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
When the time comes around.
Believe me. Okay, believe it, listeners. My favorite holiday is Halloween. I love Halloween. So you best believe we are going to have a spooktacular time.
Spooktacular.
We are going to have fun.
Very, very excited.
It's going to be great.
That being said, though, I think it's finally time to get into the crucial comments, for this pod around. Our main man, Josue, he came back around and he dropped some knowledge on us.
So my best friend.
So, truthfully, I don't know if you want to read these, because most of them is addressed to you. Okay. All right. So, Josue Guevara, the man, the myth, the legend, he said, so is it just me, or is there like an energy fluctuation with Rafa? Like, he was quiet last episode, and this time he's high energy. So I'm guessing he's referring to one who's guiding the pods.
Yeah.
let's keep those levels up all the time, bud. And can I get a birthday shout out? It's the 25th. Honestly, this will be coming out it's going to be coming out way past your birthday, but shout out to you, brother, man.
Happy birthday to you.
Kuwai desu.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear JoJo.
Oh, God.
Happy birthday, my best friend. So, listeners, these guys were like, "Ooh, Jose, look at Jose got you, Jose got you." He didn't get me, first of all. Hector, and John, he didn't get me. He's my best friend. He looks out for me, and he said, "You know what, Rafa? You are a very funny guy. You are great at this podcasting thing with Hector, but I can tell sometimes you're a little bit low energy, but still you do your thing. I love it. But hey, you know what? You do better. You shine better when you have high energy, right?" And I say, "You know what, JoJo, you my main man. I love you. I cannot wait till Sunday for us to play basketball and eat pizza. I'm gonna bring that energy." That's all I gotta say about that.
Okay. All right. Interesting. We love to hear it. We love to hear your perspective on it, and we're glad. We're gonna get some positive, high energy Rafa from here on out, and I think Jay or Josue will definitely have his eye on you. We'll see how things go in the coming weeks. But that also said, he commented twice again. He said, "Also, I'm happy Hector took my advice and got the podcast on Apple Podcast app. I heard you guys weren't gonna try because of the dumpy one that didn't get approved for it." I'm guessing he was referring to Anchor, because I have brought it up that we use Anchor and it wasn't approving before, I believe, episode 11 or 12. And then I don't know where it just kind of just put us on there, which is dope. It put all of our our catalog, I guess, of things that we've recorded, episode 1 through, well, it'll be 13 by this point. So
I thought he meant the playing pod,
Oh.
the Dumpy podcast, because they're not on there.
That's
We
some
are, though.
shots. I did not know that. If that's the case,
That's what I took from it.
Okay.
I could be wrong. But that's what I took from it.
Interesting. I'm not even gonna touch that one.
I-
We're gonna lead
I
with
mean-
love this pod. We said we were gonna.
I mean,
lead with love.
no, of course, this is all love. This is all positivity and love, right? I'm just stating facts. One of us from these two podcasts are on Apple. One of them isn't. That's a fact.
I'm not gonna lie. Maybe that last episode might have a reason as to why they're not on Apple. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, positive. But we got positive.
My
We got
bad.
positive. We gotta be nice. We gotta show love.
And finally, the last comment of the comments section. Actually, before I even read Josue's comments, I'm just gonna bag on them one more time. And this is the last time. This is the last time I say anything. But did you notice how they had a comments section, and they wanted to put their little spin, the little name that they have, right? What did you play this week, baby, or whatever. But I forgot what they called the comment section. Although it was a very funny name, I will give them that. I don't remember it, so that's how.
It's just forgettable. Their segments are forgettable.
Facts,
that's
honestly. And you know what? I think whenever John comes up with them, and he puts the time and prep into the pod, I think it comes out great. But when, I won't name names, but when one half decides to just go, I think the term was free ball in it, or I forget what it was, off the dome, off the head, or whatever the other half said. I just don't think it really goes that well. But we're leading with love. It's still a great podcast.
That's
it's
just
great
love
entertainment.
Right there, I can
Yeah.
tell. I can tell that's just love and positivity.
Yeah, no,
I
totally.
can tell. No smack talking there whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a complaint
Okay.
to the playing pod.
Ooh,
I commented twice in their not their last video, but the video before that.
Wow. Okay.
Twice, and both times were removed. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's going on with that. They're like, "Hey guys, comment. I'm commenting, they're being removed. I don't know what's going on. You guys need to fix it. That is unfair. I'm trying to voice my opinion.
Ooh.
You guys are not letting me. So please check that out, because it's not right that you guys are not letting me voice my opinion about your about your little podcast.
That's true, and
but again, that's just facts.
Yeah. I mean, I've never had that issue, so it sucks to be you. But
Right,
but
right.
yeah.
Right, like we don't delete comments.
No. Just unless
It's only
a link to
spam.
Yeah, a link to an
So
inappropriate
if
site
it's
or
only
anything
spam
like that.
with links to with links to to porn websites and stuff like that, that's the only thing we delete. Everything else we let it slide. You guys come out here, you say whatever you guys want because we want to hear your voices. We don't like taking your voice away. Unlike other places, you know what I'm saying?
But we don't condone bullying or belittling of our viewers. So just keep that in
Exactly.
mind. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a safe haven here. All right, that's what it is.
Exactly.
For all anime lovers, weeaboos, otakus alike, everyone.
Yep.
Anyways, back to our main man, our S tier, S plus tier commenter, Josue.
God tier.
Exactly. Honestly, truthfully. His final comment says, also, what about the voice actor that said if you don't have access to anime, then it's not for you? People literally told him that they can't see it because it's not available to purchase or rent in their region, and he said, GG's, it's not for you. Stop pirating our dookie. So here's the thing. I don't agree with that statement. I
don't agree with him either.
That's very... So, see, I understand where he, they get... I don't know if they get paid out of how many views.
No.
I doubt it.
I think I could be wrong. This is just me speculating. This is just me talking out of my butt. But I think the way it works is that the voice actors get paid a certain amount beforehand, kind of like how actors get paid.
Yeah.
Like the actors like you see in movies and TV shows, way before the TV show or the movie comes out, they already got paid. They get paid way before they say, okay, you're gonna do this movie, this TV show for X amount of dollars. Here you go. Okay, it's time to act. Okay, thanks. And then they might get checks afterwards. What?
So I find it funny. You're like, okay, it's time to act.
Oh yeah, like go ahead, do your job, perform. Okay, go home, whatever. And then I don't know if they get checks afterwards, like if they show reruns or whatever. I'm not 100% sure how that works. I don't know how that works, but I know that I know actors get paid beforehand. So I'm assuming it's the same way with voice actors. He could be defending the producers and things like that, because that's the people who actually do lose the money, like the people who are producing the work and things like that. But I don't agree with him, and my response to him is, who are you to tell me what I can and cannot watch? But you. That's my response.
That's true. Also, what power do you have to stop pirate sites? All right, dude, you're gonna hack the system and connect to the Matrix to delete the code for this, or what? I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think that he really should have a... Well, he's entitled to his opinion, but that strong of if it's not in your region, you're essentially out of luck, right? I don't think that's the best way, because obviously now there's VPNs and things like that. That will allow you to watch whatever you want in whatever country. So I think it's an old way of thinking. But that does kind of wrap up our comments. I'm glad we got to discuss the various comments that were said. Although I will say I kind of maybe skipped over John's comments. I kind of just got to the part where he was just coming at me, and that's all I kind of focused on. So let me just give one more smidge look at what John said, which is, he was having a good time listening to What Gave You Diarrhea during the last podcast. Sorry for that gross image, but
hey man, that was a good discussion.
He said, this is the content I subscribe to, and you know what, you might be in the wrong place for that, brother, because actually no, you'll hear some weird stuff come out of our mouths here and there, so maybe you're in the right place.
Yeah,
and I'm glad he looked up the picture for himself to see what we were talking about with the zits and the Junji Ito stuff, and then also the woman that you have described.
The neighbor.
Yeah. Creepy stuff. Definitely could not sleep that night. And I pray to God I never have to see her face again. But if we're gonna read her stuff in October again, I guess October's gonna be a sleepless time for me.
Is it because you were hearing tapping on your window, dude?
I swear to God, I pray that never happens to me. And the weird part is, like, my house is like, there's not that huge gap of like where you could like in between the next houses. So like, if I hear a tapping like that, like that's some crazy actual stuff that could possibly happen. So if that happens, I'm coming over to the Hot Boy house and I'm staying there.
You're always welcome here.
And they're gonna stretch out that house, and she's gonna be at your window. I'm gonna make sure she comes to you.
I'm gonna punch her in the fucking. I'm sorry. I'm gonna punch her in the face. Bro, oh my god, I'm throwing hands, bro. I'm not gonna just be.
You
like,
saw her sharp fingernails. I'm good. Bro, and she has all that jewelry on her hands. That's brass knuckles. Oh,
I would stomp her out. Okay. Say that right now.
Gross.
Fight or flight? Bro,
it's fight time.
Fighting. It's fight time, exactly. It's fight night, baby.
Oh,
I'm gonna throw down.
God.
I'm gonna throw down. I'm telling you right now.
All right, guys. That's enough for comments. Thank you guys so much for putting those down there. We can't wait to read you guys' comments for this upcoming episode, the one that you're currently listening to, of course. And we'll definitely talk about them in episode 14 for sure. So drop them down below. Very excited to hear what you guys think about the current topics that we're going to be talking about. And of course, you guys should just expect it because we always do it. Rafa, we're going to get right into, truthfully, I think our both top pick of summer 2020 season, Rent a Girlfriend. The most recent episode came out, and I truly just want to get into this topic, right? But however, and I know I kind of jumped the gun. I want to hear, what have you watched this week, baby? Does that kind of sound familiar?
Oh, very original.
Oh,
I love it. I love it. What have you watched this week, baby? I love it. Oof, so good.
What was that last part? It's like, oh, it's already long. It's already too long. Something like that. That's something that happened at the end. Anyways, yeah. So what have you watched this week, baby?
This week, and there's always that beat playing in the background.
Facts, true.
This week, other than the show that we're talking about later on in our different segment we have at the end of this podcast, not talking about that show. Rent a Girlfriend, right? That is just the show that we are watching. It just became that show that we watch, you know. And we will talk about that very shortly. Oof, I cannot wait. I have so much to say about that.
Me too.
The other show that I started watching is Mob Psycho 100. It is a show that I was watching when it first came out, but I ended up dropping it. And I was like, you know what, this is a really good show. I remember it being really good. I don't know why I dropped it. Let me get back. Let me give it another chance to get back into it. I'm on episode. No, I have to rewatch episode 2 because I fell asleep. I remember that. I saw the first episode, loved it, and then I was like, oh, episode 2, and then I fell asleep. Woke up and it was like on episode 4.
Jesus.
So I have to go back and watch episode 2. But it's such a fun show. Like it's the art style is like unique for its show. It's really funny. Just the main like Mob. He's like this really quiet kid who he has like these psychic powers. He's really strong. He can like exercise spirits and demons and things like that. And like he's working for this guy who he says he's a psychic, but he's a fraud. He's just trying to make money off people. So he uses Mob to do all the work, and he's getting the money off of like pretty much ripping Mob off or using him for him to make money. And then it gets crazier from there, and then it gets wackier, and it's a really funny action show. He has an amazing opening. Like this is something we're gonna talk about later on this podcast, but this is one of my favorite openings.
Oh wow, okay.
Like the art style, the amount of references they throw in there, just the music itself, like it's really really good. It's the top tier opening.
Ooh,
top tier, like
okay.
For sure. If you're looking for a action, quirky comedy anime, Mob Psycho 100, it's where it's at, and I think they're on season 2. They're for sure on season 2. So. There's a good chunk to watch, and it only gets better with each episode. Yeah.
Okay.
Mob Psycho 100. So before we get into Rent a Girlfriend, what have you watched this week, baby?
Okay. So I have a truth to tell, all right? So essentially, I have dropped the God of High School.
You dropped it?
Yes, and here's...
Holy shit! Oh, man. Oh my god!
I'm gonna keep that
I
in.
haven't watched it. I haven't watched it. I haven't really. I've been behind with like all my shows, but that's just something that I do. Like I marathon my shows in the sense that I end up catching up where I leave off, unless I'm like really into a show.
Mhm.
So God of High School is one of those shows that I was gonna in a sense
Up?
marathon to catch
Yeah.
up or whatever.
So, okay.
I'm so interested why you dropped it. Oh my
So-
god! Go ahead.
All right. So essentially, I just wanted to make sure, just to be clear, it is at episode 8, in the anime that's currently made. I am at chapter 400 and something in the webtoon. 410 in the webtoon. So I am incredibly far ahead. And I feel like I have become more invested in reading than I am watching. And I feel like it's the exact opposite of One Piece, where I am reading One Piece and I'm very happy and excited to watch, how they adapted into anime. For this one, it's for God of High School, I think it's more of I just want to see the cool fights, and then I don't really care about kind of what's going on story-wise and how they kind of portray it, because I've already noticed that there is a huge difference in quality and content when it comes to the webtoon and when it comes to the actual anime itself. Now, don't get me wrong, the anime that Crunchyroll is currently creating for God of High School is fantastic. I think the animation is phenomenal. It's definitely different. I love that they're doing Korean-based anime, manga, webtoon creations, and they're kind of porting them into actual full length anime episodes and things like that. I think it's fantastic and I love it and I will support it, but it's not okay. Well, maybe dropped was too harsh, but it's become a back burner anime now. Like, I want to watch other stuff.
Rank.
Yeah. So I would prefer to watch other stuff, and I think what's going to take its place is Black Clover, because it's finally getting into the manga stuff. Like, the filler's over. It's finally getting into the actual juicy content that is this new manga chapters and season, and I'm super duper excited for it. It's also getting a new opening, which they teased already, which phenomenal. Which is great that you brought up openings in your little what are you watching, baby? And because of the comments from, I believe, 2 episodes ago, I repicked up The Misfit of Demon King Academy. I was kind of like, it was more of a back burner anime that I was having, but I kind of picked it up a little bit more, just because I have been talking to Josue and he said he's really, really enjoying it. So I was like, all right, let me see where I left off at, and I mean, I can't say it's like this stellar, superb anime, but I mean, I can see why he likes it, and I enjoyed it for what I was watching. But for the most part, the things that I am watching 100% are ReZero. I'm telling you guys, if you guys have not watched ReZero, you're totally snoozing, man. Like, it's so good. It's one of the best animes of this season, and season 1 of the show was fantastic. Season 2 has just surpassed my expectations of how good it is, and I will never stop talking good stuff about it. There was literally 1 episode out of like the 8 that was slow, but anything other than that has been chef's kiss, and I'm telling you, delicious. Sword Art Online. Remember that issue that you had where like Kirito was like God, essentially? Like,
Kirito.
Yeah, Kirito was Kirito. He's back to being that. He came out of his coma.
Surprise.
And the anime's back to where
Shocking
it's great. The action scenes when he came back were phenomenal. It was a 2-episode action fight scene. Dragon Ball-esque, if you guys understand that reference, but it was fantastic. I think it was a great animation for the last 2 episodes that just recently came out. And other than that, of course, we have Fire Force and Food Wars. Fire Force, you can't go wrong with that. Food Wars, you can't go wrong with that either. We love some ecchi cooking that explodes your clothes. And finally, and I'm glad I left this one for last. It wasn't intentional, but I'm glad I left this one for last. We have Rent a Girlfriend because it's the staple. We are the Bento Boxcast, the anime podcast about everything anime, and of course the Rent a Girlfriend reviewers. So
yes,
I just want to get into it. I want to jump into it because, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let you say your piece, but I just want to say one comment before I get into everything I want to say. I see a harem and I predicted it, and I think I'm right.
Yeah, kind of.
Ruka-chan, phenomenal character, by the way.
Ruka-chan, best girl.
I like Mizuhara better, but Ruka-chan is like neck and neck.
Best girl.
No, Ruka-chan is neck and neck, but Mizuhara is still best.
Listen to me. Ruka-chan won best girl in one episode where Mizuhara had to work her way up there. She had episodes to become best girl.
Have you ever heard of the phrase "hard work beats talent" when talent doesn't work hard enough? Ruka-chan is talent. I'll give you that. She's talent.
Best.
But Mizuhara is a hard-working gal, and we love it. We love to see a queen strive for greatness, and I'm telling you, she's going to end up being best girl at the end. Ruka-chan is just...
No,
and don't get me wrong, I love Ruka-chan. I love her backstory. She's the
best.
Also, by the way, just a random side note about the episode. When she had the little flashback song sequence, I thought that was the end.
I also thought it was the end.
I was like, this is a dope ending. Like, oh, this is different. I think it's just for her. And then then the episode continues, and I'm like, I would have been content with that being the ending.
Yes, side note, I love when shows do that, where they have a special ending for a certain character or for a certain scene or for a certain moment in the show. I love when they do stuff like that, where the ending is specifically for that one person or for that one character or whatever. Side note, some shows do that. I love it when they do that. That's so like top notch. Like you can tell they're putting special care and special work to the anime. It's some really good stuff like that.
Yeah. So essentially, I have to admit I'm not very I'm not very experienced with animes doing that. So when I saw that, I was super, super surprised and very, very happy. I was like, wow, this is really dope. And we got kind of like a backstory. Essentially, this was, I think, one of the best ways in my experience with anime that I've seen somebody give me a backstory on someone. This was by far one of my favorite ways that I've ever seen it happen. And I hope that more animes notice this and do it, because that was phenomenal. Like, you literally got her entire childhood to where she's at now in like 30 seconds. And some people might be like, oh, that's really quick, but like, no, like the visuals were spot on. Yeah, like it was fantastic. And then I think the biggest thing too that I took away from it was okay, also the one thing that was kind of weird is that she's trying to find her love by her heartbeat and what makes her like heart skip.
Right.
And I love that. Well, the part that was weird is like when she's looking at, you know how when you see like the images of like how her time is spent as being a rent-a-girlfriend, and you see like clearly men that are far older than her.
Yes.
I was like, that's weird, bro. That's sus. Like, she's legit a high schooler.
Hey, bro. Who has money? Adult men. They're gonna rent it.
But they were like
also
men. Like they were like in their 30s, 40s, 50s. Yes. I was like, whoa.
Yes, which I do agree. I'm not defending it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not defending it. I'm not saying like. I'm just saying like, yeah, that's what I expected. When the whole girlfriend thing, well, like as an idea itself, like it's lonely men with money. It's just like the host club bars things that they have in Japan.
True.
It's the same thing. They're just going on dates. It's literally the same thing. It's the same base idea. and also our main characters are also adults. They're like in their 20s, so
Yeah, I mean,
because they're going to college. So
yeah,
okay, buddy.
I don't know, but that was just weird. When I saw that, I was like,
I also looked at it like what is going on? But like I said, it's that if you really think about it, you that's what you expect.
Oh, I mean, like, truthfully, I understood. I was like, all right, cool. They got money. It is what it is. And ultimately, I don't know how that works, but like, it's just somebody who like requests you as their rent a girlfriend. Like, I don't know how like, I don't know, encompassing the app is and tells you like, oh, well, your person that you're going on a date with is a 34-year-old male who blah blah blah.
It's like Uber or something.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It's definitely interesting, but yeah, that part creeped me out a bit. But I mean, I quickly got over it because it was like two or three people that were older than her, like far older than her, and then it cut into the continuation of her, of her story, backstory, essentially.
Hmm.
But I loved how Mizuhara is apparently very famous in the Rent a Girlfriend universe. I was kind of shocked at that. I was like, wow. But then the way I always forget the guy's name. Kazuya. The way Kazuya was like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm like, yeah, that kind of does. Like, if she's has such a high grading and apparently she's very expensive when it comes to like renting out her for a date or things like that. The way Ruka-chan just straight up destroyed his friend was hilarious.
Oh, the bugtooth guy.
Yeah, it's like, thank you for renting me out last week, and he was like, she just murdered him in cold blood. I was like, yo, I honestly laughed pretty hard at that one. But I mean, overall, I think this episode was great. I loved it. I don't know if you have any other closing statements on it, but I am super excited for the next episode.
Before I saw that her age was 16, I was gonna say, what's the guy's name?
Kazuya-san.
Kazuya. I was gonna say like, bro, who cares if your bucktooth friend got mad? He rented her. It's not his real girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares, right? Like, fudge him. Do you, homie? Do you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now that I know that she's 16, yo, run, get away from that before you get in trouble. That's all I'm gonna say. And also, he clearly likes Mizuhara, so it's like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. Like he clearly stated
Oh my
that.
god, dude! No, not only that, Ruka-chan straight up said it in front of her, and I don't like, huh? Like, all we got a reaction from Mizuhara was that she just blushed. That's it.
Because she likes him too, but she just hasn't admitted it yet. Like I've said, that's what's gonna happen. Okay?
I don't know, man. When that happened, I was like in awe. I was like, holy crap, that really
That
just
was
happened.
cool.
I was
Yeah,
like,
I
wow.
like that.
Which honestly makes me more excited for which this is the part that surprised me, the Christmas episode next week.
Hmm.
That's a huge time skip. I don't know how they're gonna explain that, but like, I don't know, man. I was like, wow, dude, we're already into a Christmas episode in August. Didn't expect an anime to get this quick into a Christmas episode. It normally happens in
Well,
like October,
the
but
thing is that typically, shows like this tend to have a Christmas episode.
mhm.
But the thing is, we're in August. Like by actual Christmas time, they're not gonna be on air.
Yeah, because they
No,
only have
they're-
until like I think it's like September, early weeks of September, and then it's like a 2 week break in between seasons, and then they kind of start up again towards the latter half of September. But yeah,
yeah. So it's in a sense like they're covering their bases pretty much.
true.
Like that's pretty much what they're doing. Which is, I don't mind. I want to see what they're gonna do with Christmas. I think that's gonna be cool. Um, what else? Yeah, his book too. Friend needs to get over it. Like she's not really your girlfriend, dude. You rented her. It's not that big of a deal. Don't be like, oh, it's so sad. Like, bro, shut up. Get over it. Like, it's not like he. It's not like this guy. I forgot his name. It's not like he actually took your girlfriend from you. There's no actual relationship there. Like, bro, just let it slide. It's not that big of a deal. Um, What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say, dude? Trying to remember. Yeah, I love Rika-chan's backstory with the whole like heartbeat and everything, the way she tested out and all that stuff. That was great. I really enjoyed that. Um, I was shocked that Mizuhara said like, yeah, go ahead and date her. I was like, what? Why? What's going on? Why? I didn't get that. So like, we got to see what's going on with that. Why did Mizuhara say tell him to change? She literally changed her mind like within like
Seconds.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, go ahead and date her, and it's on a trial basis, quote unquote. Um, uh, but he shouldn't at all. He should just go after Mizuhara because yeah, yeah, I think he's 20 in the show.
Yeah, so essentially he's 20. Mizuhara, I think, is 19, 20 as well. Um,
Well, they're both in college,
yeah, yeah,
so
and then
so
obviously,
yeah.
the other girl. And then I remember it's funny how she's like, oh, this is kind of like a side note, but Ruka-chan, when she went to college, she's like, oh, anybody could just walk up into campus. Like, I wonder why people are looking at me. And she's like in a high school uniform. So
Right,
it's
but
like, yeah.
she said that was one of her outfits, like one of her cosplay things. She
Oh,
did say
true.
that.
Yeah, she did say that. That being said, though, this whole episode really made me like, dude, I got an itch, man. Like, I want to read the manga to just see how far ahead I can get. But I want to hold myself back because I'm super excited to like, I don't know, just to watch how this unfolds on screen, and then once the season's over, then I'll get into the manga and see what's up. But man, like, I don't know, I love animes that make me want to read the manga.
Hmm.
I think it's just such a great experience for me. But that being said, whew, that's our segment for the Rent a Girlfriend. And what have you watched this week, baby? That was our discussion.
Baby.
Now we're on to Rafa. I think it's oh my God, it's 11:16 p.m. I think you got to tune in.
Oh, geez, we always be running late. It is Channel 69 Anime News with our anime correspondent, Hector.
Oh, today I have something kind of sad to talk about, truthfully, and then also kind of like a little spin to that sad topic. It has been announced that officially Crunchyroll Expo. It's called the Amazement Crunchyroll or Animazement Crunchyroll Expo convention was suspended and closed due to, of course, none other than COVID-19 in New York. And their solution to it, which is the part that really surprised me, is that they're going into a virtual Crunchyroll Expo. And then when I read into it, they kind of explained how they're going to be having more or less a live chat with a lot of the voice casts, the creators, and then also they're going to be showing some, up and coming animes that are going to be releasing in the further seasons or continuations of current
Ooh.
seasons of anime that were essentially part one in like season where we're in summer 2020, and then they're going to continue into fall 2020, and then we'll see how things go. Or they're like going to show like we like like those Pokemon Directs or just in general Nintendo Directs where they kind of just give you examples of what's going to come. That's
Yeah.
essentially what this virtual Crunchyroll Expo is going to be, and I'm sort of okay and not okay with this. Like, personally, I've never been to an anime convention. I've always wanted to go to ASIN, which is here in Chicago. I actually had an opportunity to go once, but I didn't because I wasn't really into anime at that point. But now that I am, like, I'm super excited to go to ASIN. I just want to see what's up there, and truthfully, the biggest thing that I want to do is just buy posters and buy, like, is the term paraphernalia?
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, just buy cool stuff that's anime related. Like, I'm not gonna buy a whole like Sasuke Uchiha sword. Maybe, I don't know. That kind of sounds cool now that I think about it, but that actually probably be expensive now that I think about it. Anyways,
Buy some hentai, dude.
okay,
Some body
wow.
pillows, dude.
Okay. Again, here's a tangent, but I like body pillows, not like the anime ones, but just like the pillows in general, where you can just kind of like, I don't know, bro. I sleep weird, bro. I'm a cuddler. Is that weird? I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna put it out there. I don't even care. Um,
They like to cuddle? No.
yeah, man, I like to cuddle a pillow. That's how I sleep. Dude, this. This pod is off the rail today. First, I like whorehouses, and now I like to cuddle on a body pillow. All right.
It just sounds like you're just horny.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm just gonna leave it at that. But yeah, that's just yeah, body pillows rock. Anyways, yeah, I just want some stuff from.
You know what, Hector? I'm gonna get you a Mizuhara body pillow, my guy. I'm gonna get you one, dude.
Oh, for Halloween?
Yeah, why not? For Halloween. I got you,
dude. I'm gonna get you a Junji Ito signed copy of his
Woo,
latest book.
boy.
How does that sound? For Christmas.
I am going to be sleeping like a baby.
Oh, huh? Anyways, that being said, Rafa, I just want to hear what you think. I don't know if you've ever been to an anime convention. I know we both have been to C2E2, which they had some aspects of anime there. C2E2 is, of course, a comic book / video game / pop culture convention here in Chicago. If you guys haven't heard of it, anything geeky, nerdy, you'll find there.
Yeah.
But again, it's very comic centric for the most part, but there's a lot of stuff there. However, that being said, Rafa, what do you think about this, Crunchyroll Expo virtual tour type esque thing that we're going to be getting, and then of course the cancellation of a bunch of conventions, which no surprise really, but I just wanted to hear what you think about it, and also thoughts on ASIN. Have you ever been, things like that?
I've been to ASIN and I've been to C2E2, which is the Comic Con of like here of Chicago, pretty much. Now I've been to ASIN once, and I've been to C2E2 a couple of times. The few times I went like back in the day, like earlier on the timeline, I guess.
Okay.
There wasn't that much anime like out there, but now, especially like this past year, 'cause I went this past year right before everything got shut down. We had C2E2 here this year before COVID. It was like right before they started shutting down. Right before Chicago went on lockdown, we had C2E2 happen, and there's anime is everywhere. It's almost like it doubled or even tripled. Like before, you would have maybe like a Funimation, like maybe the Funimation stand or the Crunchyroll stand, maybe one or two here selling figurines, things like that, or like DVDs and manga and stuff like that. Now it's everywhere. You can't go
Really?
anywhere without. Yeah, it's like there's so much of it now, which I love it. The thing is, I love it and hate it at the same time, because I love it because like it's awesome. Like yeah, more anime, more like, you can buy T-shirts, you can buy posters, manga, you can figurines, Figmas, whatever. Like it's all out there. But the problem that it's just a personal problem for me is that like a lot of the stuff that they're selling is anime that I'm not into anymore. So like back in the day when I started going to, I wanted like where's the K-On stuff. There's there's the shows that I watched back then, like, and they weren't really out there like that, so I missed out on all that stuff. And of course, you can always order online, but like it's something special
when you
it's
buy
like
them
that
in person.
special feeling,
Yeah.
right? When you find it at a convention, and you can try to negotiate the price with them, and this and that. Like it's something. It's different. It's a different experience, and I know it really doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. Because then at the end of the day, you're still gonna buy the same figure, right? The same poster, whatever. But it's the experience, it's the enjoyment of like. I came here, I bought it. Like this is that one thing I was looking for.
It has extra
Yada,
sentimental
yada,
value.
yada. Exactly, like it's more special to you. With the conventions, like let's see, you see everybody dressed up as video game characters, anime characters. It's really cool. With ASIN, with ASIN, it's like take everything and C2E2 that's not anime related and throw it out and just put more anime in, and that's it. That's ASIN. And ASIN has it's more sexual. Like
Wow.
yeah, it's more sexual because okay, there's the body pills are on full display. Like they have tape over the some of them have like the naked
Yeah.
girls where you can see their nipples and you
It's
can see
like they have full clothes on one side and then they're naked on the other side. Yeah.
and naked on their own. Yeah, so they have them like hanging up on the wall of both sides, and the side where they're naked they just have tape over the nipples and then the coochie. It's like it's censored, but it's like by like a piece of tape or something. Like it's barely censored in a sense,
That's
right?
wild. Okay.
There's guys dressed as like Lolitas. There's guys dressed as girls. There's hentai. There, bro. It's everywhere. Like they said, hey, this is part of it. We're going in over here. And to be fair, I'm pretty sure that's what sells the most. Like, all that really raunchy stuff, anyways. So I mean, if you're a vendor, that's where you're gonna go for it, where the money's at. So, but yeah, I remember the one thing that I was just like, you can ask John because John went with me. The
Oh
one
wow.
thing I
Okay.
remember, yeah, the one thing I remember seeing a lot of that was just it threw me so off because you don't see it in C2E2 that much.
Uh huh.
It's a bunch of grown men dressed as little girls. Like you know what I mean when I say
And
like
that's
Lolita,
where
right? Like
I draw the line.
you
Granted,
know
to
you know what
each
I mean when I
their
say
own.
Lolita, right? Like
No,
the
I know exactly what you mean, and
it's
that's
like
why
the big
that's
poofy
wild.
dress with like the Maid band and like 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 from like the 1800s, like in that style,
Uh
like
huh.
goth Lolita, and that's that style. That's how they were dressing. There's a bunch of guys dressed like that. I was just like, I'm confused. I don't know what's happening here. Like I was confused mentally and I was confused sexually. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Oh, but joking aside, I mean, if they want to dress up, they dress up as whatever they want. I mean, John was dressed up as Wonder Woman that one time.
That was
We
hilarious.
made him. We made him
However,
though.
that was
Like,
also very uncomfortable because he pulled that off kind of too well, if you get what I'm saying.
oh man. I
Maybe
mean,
I am horny.
mm, mm. Oh jeez.
Let me get a
The,
John body pillow.
ooh, I got you, dude. John body pillow for your birthday coming up. We got one where he's in his underwear, and the one where he is
I
in
want
the
one
Wonder
with
Woman
tape
outfit.
over the barely
Oh,
censored.
oh, oh, oh. John.
This pod is all over the place. Anyways,
um. So, yeah, I mean, they're both cool experiences. I enjoyed them both. I want to go back to Asen because I feel like I didn't really.
experience
I want.
Asen.
I didn't really experience it to all the way because half of the time we spent it at the arcade because they had like an arcade there, but it was really cool because it was like a lot of like
Anime-esque video games. Okay, like the
like a
girl
lot of
beat 'em ups.
Japanese
Yeah.
arcade games. There was a lot of rhythm games. That one that you talked about the with the little
The
drums.
Psycho Jumps. Oh, dude, wow. Oh, I want to go so bad now. That's dope. I've only played
Yeah,
it like on a PS. I think it was like a PS3. Yeah, it was
they had
PS3, but that's dope.
they had they had that. They had like a bunch of other rhythm games. They had like some really cool stuff. Like really like only games you only would see like in a Japanese arcade. So that was a lot of fun. We did a lot of that. So we really didn't see like the convention floor that much because we were in the arcade. Like there was a table flipping one where you flip a whole table. Like it was a lot of fun.
What the
I
hell?
enjoyed
That's
it, but I
cool.
feel like yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. But I feel like I missed out a lot because we were playing the arcade games.
Hmm.
Um, it sucks that they have to cancel the convention clearly because we're still in the pandemic of COVID. It doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon. So it's better to be
Sadly.
safe than sorry than to better to stay home than to be spreading it, right? Um, and I like the idea of them doing this live stream because like that information was going to come out anyways, just
True.
like with any convention, like with C2E2 or with Comic Con in San Diego. A lot of the information it's on YouTube the same day,
Hmm.
not even the same day, within the same hour, half an hour, you can see the exclusive trailer or the announcement or whatever. People find out, right?
True.
People know. So the only real thing that people are going to be missing out is that of going there, buying, seeing the cosplay, interacting with other fans, things like that. But the one thing that everybody's interested in, that everybody really wants to know, is the announcements, the trailers. They're gonna have the voice actors on there, so it's like, yeah, you're not getting the full experience, but like the big main things, the things that like everybody looks forward to, you're still gonna get them, even though it's gonna be at the comfort of your own home.
Hmm.
Either way, it's a good um, it's a good middle ground. I guess you can say like. Yeah, it was canceled. It sucks. That's just the circumstances of what's going on in these days. But at least they're still going to be able to show us something. Still have somewhat of an event going on, even though it's virtual. That's cool. That's going to be fun. Um, I hope by next year things get under control where we can start having conventions again. We could start having events like these again because I would love to go to ASIN. I would love to go to C2E2 again. Wizard World, another one that we have going on here in the Chicagoland area. I I I miss them, but at the same time I don't miss them in a
Hmm.
weird way because I miss them because it is a fun, it's a fun way to spend the day. But at the same time, like this is what I was saying when I went to C2E2 this year. It's like I paid money to go inside a store. That's the way it felt like for me. You know,
True.
like I paid money to come inside here to buy
To spend more money.
to spend more money, right? Like I didn't really go to like panels, or I didn't really like do any of the other stuff that's available there. I just really just wandered the floor and like, oh, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. You know, oh, look at that cosplay there, whatever. You know, so like if I do go back to any of these conventions, C2E2, Ace, and Wizard World, or if I go to one in, like, for example, the Crunchyroll one in you said it was in New York
Hmm.
next year, or whatever. If I go to any convention, I want to find a better reason than just let me just go wander the floor, the
True.
sales floor. Like I want to do something more than that. Um, and really experience something different. Go to panels, or go to one like they have like a booklet and tell you all the events that are going on.
Hmm.
Experience something different than just wander the floor. And if I'll do that, then I can't wait for next year. Hopefully, they do have the conventions and stuff like that one too, because it's something that I used to really look forward to a lot. Going to these conventions.
True, and I mean honestly, with the whole like virtual convention that they're going to be having, I mean, hey, you can get into the full spirit, dress up as your favorite, Lolita Con, whatever you want to do, dress up as your favorite high school girl or guy. You never know, dress up as Sakaki-san or whatever, and just do the Kaguya. What's that? The current trend right now, the Kaguya-sama Love Is War dance. The girl with the pink hair and she dances in like the classroom.
That was one of the endings, by the way.
Really.
That special ending I was telling you about
Mm-hmm.
earlier. Yeah, that's one of those.
Interesting. Well, that being said,
Mhm.
just do that in your living room, with family and all in there, because who cares? Just dress up at whatever you guys dress up as, and enjoy the virtual con that they're going to be giving. I definitely will be tuning in to see how that goes. I'm super excited to honestly to watch it. I've always wanted to go to an anime convention. I never really had the balls to do it, but now that I'm older and I'm like, I'm just gonna like whatever I like. Yeah, I mean, I want to go to ASIN whenever it comes through. I would love to go to a Crunchyroll themed convention like the one in New York, like you said. I mean, F it, dude. Like we might even just film a pod at ASIN or at a
Oh
Crunchyroll New
my.
York convention. If we ever get that far, uh, in time past COVID. But yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. Also, one thing I did notice that I was reading for the Crunchyroll Virtual Expo is that the cast of Rent a Girlfriend is going to be talking. And they're gonna have their own portion of it, so I want to really watch that because I don't know, something about me just wants to connect the face to the character voice. Um,
Mm.
yeah, I mean it's dope, and maybe I might get surprised like last time where I find out that Luffy's voice is voiced by a woman or Naruto's voiced by a woman and things like that. It's like, yeah, it's just I just want to see if I'm gonna surprised by anything, or see if anything new or any truthfully any it's not recurring, but like any voice actors are from other shows that I recognize. Because sometimes you're like, wow, that voice sounds really familiar, and then you're like, oh, this
Mm.
is, for example, Ghost of Tsushima, like, oh, this is Zoro from One Piece, like, things like that. So, so really, really, really excited to see the Rent a Girlfriend one and just any of the other stuff that they come out with. I would be super happy to hear if Rent a Girlfriend gets a second season. I don't know how popular it is right now, but
Rent a Girlfriend?
yeah,
It's one of the most popular shows right now on Crunchyroll.
we'll say less then. Okay, cool. So hopefully we will get a continuation. Obviously, it's getting a lot of love. Um, but yeah, one last segment that I have for this news part. If you guys recall, in a previous pod, we spoke about something that we're really excited, or rather, I'm super excited about, and I kind of think I got Rafa into it too. Burn the Witch manga was listed with Volume 1 release on October 2nd, which is the, I don't want to say spin-off, but side story of Bleach, where it takes place in London and reverse London, where it looks like, I forgot what they're called, hollows, right? But it looks like the hollows are they're called dragons in reverse London, and they essentially also showed a trailer, an official trailer for the upcoming season that will be coming out in fall, if not winter, of 2020. Which I actually am I want to double down and say it's fall. But I'm super excited. Like, I love the art style. I think it's super dope. I actually was kind of not hoping, but I was, okay, I guess I'll say it, essentially hoping that it wasn't going to be super Bleach art style, because I kind of think Bleach now is a little outdated. I mean, it's still fantastic. I think it still looks great, but I think they just need to kind of spice it up a bit, and I think Burn the Witch did exactly that. I like that their little, like, essentially their brooms are like little dumbed down like dragons that they just kind of ride. They're like really skinny, and they look funny. They look goofy. Some of the spells that they use remind me of Bleach spells, where, like, I forgot what they're called in Bleach, but like she's like, oh, spell number 31, witch's claw or whatever the hell she called it. But the trailer looked phenomenal. I actually showed my sister the trailer. She's like, wow, two female protagonist leads in an action-esque anime. She said, like, you really don't see that often, and I was like, really?
You
Like,
don't.
I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, you actually don't. Like, you don't see one, let alone two female lead protagonists in an action anime. So super, super excited about it. I think it looked like just great. If anything, it kind of increased my readiness to watch this episode, my excited levels for it. So I don't know what you thought about it. Let me know.
Oh, it looked great. I'm all aboard. I can't wait to watch it. It's really cool to see that, um, like for them in London, they're fighting dragons.
Hmm.
Like that's really cool. I think that I feel like I'm not 100% sure. I'm just speculating here, but like most like maybe it relates to whatever part of whatever part of the world they are. Maybe it depends on what type of mystical creatures they face, in a sense. Like in London, they're fighting dragons, so like that's their version of hollows. Like in Japan, they're fighting ghosts, in a sense, or like spirits,
Yeah.
right? So like which in Japanese mythology, or like in their lore and stuff like that, ghosts, or they're called yokai over there, do have a big part of their culture.
Hmm.
They have there's like 1,000 gods or something like that. That also could be wrong, but like their yokai for sure have a very deep rooted importance in the Japanese culture, right? That's why there you see so much stuff about ghosts and stuff like that, and spirits and things like that. So like that's that Bleach that we saw from there. That's that connection there.
Hmm.
And London, right? Like London is, you think about like medieval London, knights and castles and dragons. What are they fighting? They're fighting dragons, right? So like, there's that connection there. So I think that's really cool. I'm just speculating. This is what I get from the show, what I get from the series. I think that's what it is. Like, depending on what section of they are in the world, depends on what creature, what mystical being they're fighting, right?
Hmm.
So I can't wait to see. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't.
I also like the fact that their wands are guns. Like
Right.
they're kind of shaped like guns without a trigger. which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think overall, like yeah, like you said, I can't wait. The trailer did exactly what it needed to. It gave me enough to be excited about it, but it didn't spoil enough about the story. I think the fact that we saw the dragons and how they interacted with the world, and how they kind of explained that only a certain group of people can see reverse London and can see the dragons, but they're actually living among us normal people, the entire time and things like that. Like I think it was great. I truly enjoyed the trailer and super excited for it. And yeah, man, that's it for today's segment of the news.
Thank you, Hector, for the news.
And now finally, I guess we're gonna talk about something that I know you're probably really excited about. And when I was doing my research for this part, right, you know what, truthfully, I kind of got really into it. I know I told you before we kind of started recording, that I started to listen to some anime openings because I wanted to get hyped. I wanted to get in that anime kawaii desu vibe.
Get in that zone,
Get in
dude.
the auto zone. Truthfully, man, like anime openings just do some, like they just either get you in your feels, right, and you just you want to play some Drake, but really you just want to play some more anime, sad music, but at the same time you get some dope, amped up, rock heavy anime openings, and it's just like you just want to head bob hard, let your hair loose. In your case, you don't have any hair, so you just want to let your head flop, you know.
My skin flop, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, anime openings are just fantastic. And I just want to hear some of your favorite anime openings, and I'll give you some of mine. I have literally a list of 10. I might whittle this down depending, how things go. But yeah, dude, like I literally just try to think of like iconic. Well, okay, not necessarily just iconic, but just ones that I absolutely loved listening to when I was going through the different animes that I watched. So, Rafa, I'm gonna let you lead this one real quick.
Okay, so first of all, before we get into it, I have a bone to pick with you.
Mm.
Okay, you need to start watching more openings and endings of these shows. Okay, 'cause you skip them and you're missing out on some really good stuff. Okay,
Mm.
like not just the song itself. They, like I said, sometimes they do some really cool creative things,
Mm-hmm.
and with the endings especially. Okay, so you need to stop skipping them. Stop skipping them. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the shows do have boring opening, boring endings. Those I skip those. Like if they don't catch my interest, I hands down I skip them. I'm like, nah, forget this. I'm not gonna watch this. But rarely that happens where I skip them when I'm really into a show, when the song hits, seeing the visuals, and then can't wait for the ending. Like it's perfect. It's perfect. First of all, there's one show that for me this is it's God tier, S plus tier ranked. Every opening, every ending has hit and has not missed any time, right? From start to end, from every single episode, I watched every single opening, every single ending. I did not skip a single one, and I will never, ever, if I ever watch a show once again. Every all the openings were hits, were slappers. All the endings were bops, slappers, non-stop. Can you guess which one it is?
We're gonna go K-On! For 500.
K-On! Is correct. Yes, sir. Every single song hits. Every single one. Every single opening. Every ending hits. Like, Hector? Am I wrong?
No. Granted, I've seen. When does it flip? When does the anime
I
opening
don't
hit?
remember.
I don't think I've actually had it changed yet for me. Maybe I have, but regardless, they're always a bop. Like I'll give you that one. The K-On! Always has bops.
Yeah, the opening, the original opening, it's the original opening, and then once Azuna shows up, they add her to the opening, which is really cool to see how they added her to it. It's still the same original song, and then they switch it, I think, for the next part. I don't remember exactly where they switch it, but I think there's like at least I can't remember how many there are. There's so many, but all of them.
I definitely
Well,
saw
I
the
love.
Azuna one or Azuna or whatever.
Yeah, every single one, love it. Another another one that it's a classic, it's a hit. Everybody knows it. Every single person knows it. There's not a single person who watches anime who does not know it. Is Cowboy Bebop.
I actually have them on my list. I love the
Legendary
Cowboy
opening.
Bebop.
I could I love K-On! I would defend K-On! To the day I die. But I am right here, right now, Hector.
Oh,
I am proclaiming, I'm shouting from the top of the mountains. Cowboy Bebop has the best opening ever.
mm.
Ever. I don't care. I don't care what you show me. I don't care what else I've seen, what else you've seen. Cowboy Bebop has the best opening. That is a legendary opening.
It's
Okay,
pretty fire.
with
You're not wrong. Visuals and all.
with 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 the visuals, the music, that jazz, that saxophone, that flute at the end. Is like, beep, 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 bro. Ooh, it goes in hard, nonstop. I dare anyone to oppose me on this one. Okay, Cowboy Bebop best opening of all the anime. I can't. There's not a single one that beats it. Okay. Um, Trying to think what other ones. Angel Beats is a really good opening.
Angel Beats does have a good one. That
It's a
wasn't on my
really good
list,
one.
but I definitely remember that one.
Yeah, Angel Beats is a really good. Mob Psycho 100 has an awesome opening.
So I know you
Really
brought
good
up
opening.
Mob Psycho before, but I couldn't get into it
Yes.
because of the character, how he looked. But I remember seeing, like how Crunchyroll like shows clips of like shows, right? Just like action scenes and stuff to get you hooked into it. And I saw Mob go 99, 100% in his like
100%.
mental
Yeah.
state, and I was like, all right, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. There's a whole other side to him
Hmm.
once he hits that state. So no, yeah,
But the
it's
opening's
a
pretty dope in general. Just
the
but
opening
the show
is
looks interesting.
awesome. The opening is so good. Uh, Durara
I
has
have the one on my list too.
Durara's such a good opening. I won't put them together. Durara slash Bakuno has that really fun, creative opening
Hmm.
where which Durara has an even more creative opening than Bakuno because Bakuno and Durara does the thing where like it shows the character and does like that freeze frame and it shows their name type of thing, which is it's really cool to see. It's really cool to see, especially with these two shows which has such a large cast. You love to see them kind of point out every single person in the show. Um, Durara does this thing where I think it's in the first opening. It does this thing where uh, so the song's playing or whatever, and then you hear the guitar solo come in. And then in the guitar solo, they recap the last episode in the opening. I don't know if you remember that.
That's pretty cool. Okay, I don't remember
Which
that.
is, yeah, that's one of the things that always stuck to me. Like, bro, that is so awesome of them to do that because they're not wasting time recapping the last episode in the actual show. That's the one thing that used to bother me all the time, especially with like Naruto or something like that,
The
where
first
like
3 minutes are just full
it,
recap.
it's just a whole recap. Like I just saw the episode. Don't recap it for me. I know what's happening. Now I understand. It's a weekly based type thing, so some people like having their recap. But the people who made Dora figured out an amazing way to do it. They put it in the opening, and it just works so well. So like the song's playing, the guitar, it's like, and then they show the clips of what happened in the opening. It's so well done. It's so creative. It works top notch. Trying to think who else has a really. Samurai Champloo has an awesome
Hmm.
opening with that lo-fi hip hop beat. That's another really good opening. Um, who else has a good opening? Trying to think. I said Mob Psycho. Uh, Not an opening, but an ending. Megalobox has one of the best endings, and it's very simple. Have you seen Megalobox?
Actually, no. I've watched maybe
Oh,
the first 1 or 2 episodes, and then kind of not that I fell off on it. I did enjoy it. I just never. I don't know why. I just never continued watching it.
Okay, well, the ending is just it's like it's like a credit roll, right?
Okay.
And around the credits, it's like neon lights of like different shapes of animals and things like that. But what really makes that ending is the song itself. It just fits so well.
Okay.
That song really carries that ending. I really like that ending, and it's really for the song itself. Can't forget about Fire Force,
True.
the first season of Fire Force,
Facts.
and that ending. That ending, this is the one thing I wanted to say that there's very few anime that have an ending that I enjoy more than the opening. On top of my head, there's only two I can think of right now.
Mm-hmm. Which would be.
It is Fire Force because I'm telling you, I love that ending, that first ending. I went into detail in the past episode when we talked about it, but just that, just how he conveyed those emotions, that feeling of sadness in that song, with what was happening with the visuals, it fits so perfect. I love that ending. That ending has the opening of Fire Force beat by like just by a little bit, because that opening
Ooh.
is really good for Fire
Okay.
Force. Just has to be by a little bit. The other show is Death Note. Um, the second opening, because I don't like the first opening is okay, but the second opening is like really good. It's really good. And then it's the second ending that I have it beat for the second opening.
Mm-hmm.
I love the second ending, and it's the same band that does the opening and ending for the
Oh,
second
that's cool. Okay.
Death Note. Yeah. Um, that's something I want to get into a little bit after we talk about the anime openings. I want to talk about that a little bit. But yeah, that right there is this one that I have the ending over the opening. Another show that I love the ending, I love the opening, hands down, is what is the name? I know the abbreviation is BNA. The one on Netflix.
Um.
The Beast, whatever.
Oh, yeah,
BNA.
yeah,
It's on
BNA.
Netflix.
Yeah,
The opening is great. I love the opening.
that one
It's
is
so
really good.
catchy. Like you get into it or whatever. It's really cool. And then the ending with the visuals and that song. Oof. Oof. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Welcome to NHK has a awesome opening. It's one of my favorite animes of all time. Really fun, really catchy, really poppy opening. Love that one too. Uh, what else? Think for now, that's all I can really. Oh, uh, this is the last one I'm gonna say. 'Cause I just kind of, I'm all over the place, but this is the last one I'm gonna say. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. This is one I was telling you earlier about.
Oh, true. Okay.
Such a fun opening. I love that opening.
Hmm.
Such a fun opening. Like it's with the music and then they're dancing and like they're singing to it. I love it. I love it when they have the characters sing along to the opening. It's just a thing that I like. I also like when they dance to the opening too. I like that a lot too. Um, what else? Oh, damn it, Hector, you got my brain going now. I'm here just remembering things left and right. The ending, okay, the opening and ending of Haru Suzumiya. And I love the ending because there's an actual full dance they do. Like, it's so good. It's so good. I know you don't like this show. It's one of my all-time favorites. I love Haru Suzumiya. That's my show right there. Uh, I had another one on top of my head. I just forgot it. Remembering about Haru Suzumiya. What was it? What was it? Dang. I was talking about Kobayashi, about the dragons, and they were dancing. Oh! Oh, how could I forget? How could I forget? Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Oh
That
my
first
God, you're
opening.
literally taking so many of the ones I had. I actually have opening two for Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Oh, I love the first one.
The first one's
Is it the
great, but
first
I
one?
really liked the opening two. Opening two was fantastic. I even have the name for it. It's called Hologram by Nico Touches the Wall. That's also something that's kind of like really random, but like a lot of the artists that have or that are from wherever they're from, right, who create the songs for animes, like they have such interesting names, and a lot of them have like a lot of
Yeah.
English names that don't really make sense.
Yeah.
But it's dope. Like, yeah, Brotherhood has some phenomenal openings.
Naruto has other
Naruto just has
really good
iconic
ones.
ones. It just has
Yeah,
so many.
yeah, yeah. There's some that I remember. I still remember to this day. Just how a Bluebird is one
That's
of
the
the names
first
of
one that I
them.
think of. Yeah.
From like original Naruto, there's this one. What's the one with when they're standing by the fence? It's when
Oh, I remember the visuals. That I remember vividly.
yeah,
I don't remember the song entirely,
that
but I'm
one's
sure as soon as you play it, like,
yeah,
I don't know.
exactly. Like it's just gonna hit you like a bag of bricks. Yeah, like Naruto has so many, so many. The one when they're spinning, like they show all the teams,
Oh,
they're
true.
spinning. Like that one's also amazing. Oh, jeez. Naruto Bleach also had some really good ones too.
Hmm.
Not the biggest fan of Bleach, but they had some really cool openings too. Uh, okay, go ahead, go ahead. I'm just gonna keep dragging it on. Go ahead.
Essentially, I have a few. I
Oh
don't
shit! Sorry. Dang, didn't mean to curse. Sorry, Soul Eater.
Facts. Soul Eater
Both
does have a good one. I forgot about that one, but Soul Eater does have
both
a
of the
good one.
openings are great. All three endings are also great. That's another one. Put it on the list with K-On. Go ahead.
Okay. For me, I would say I don't know if you ever watched Fate Stay Night. But the newer
No,
version of
it's
Fate Stay, that
there's so many versions of that show. I don't even know where to start.
if you ever need, you know what, guys, if you want to know where to start with Fate Stay Night, I got you. I know exactly what shows and what order to watch it and things like that. So just drop it in the comments if you guys want to know. As well, for you, Rafa, drop it in the comments if you want to know, Rafa.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, well,
But Fate Stay Night, the essentially it's the remastered version, right, of the original Fate Stay Night. Brave Shined by Aimer, fantastic opening. I love that Fate Stay Night. I just love the Fate Stay series in general. I'm not a huge fan of Fate Stay Zero, but everything else I love. Fate Stay Night, Brave Shine, great opening. Absolutely love it. I don't know if you ever watched a show called Noragami. Noragami Aragoto. It
no.
is has a great opening as well. It's called hopefully I don't butcher this. Kyōran Hey Kids by Oral Cigarettes. Also very interesting name for a for a band, but yeah, fantastic opening. And literally all of Haikyuu openings are bangers. The visuals are fantastic. You
Those are
get
good songs. Yeah.
they're just absolutely just lit bangers, top 10 songs. It's just great. But my favorite one, hands down, is Fly High by Burnout Syndrome. And honestly, they made another one. It's called
Yeah.
exactly Hikare Are by same Burnout Syndrome. That was for season 3. That's the first opening. Fantastic. Love it so much. And Rafa, I'm a little upset with you because I can't believe you didn't mention these two specific openings. I don't know if you exactly remember, but they're made by the same band. It's called the band is called Overworld, or I don't know if it's Uverworld, but it's Overworld, but instead of the O it's the U. They made Promise Neverland Touch Off, the opening for Promise Neverland.
Yes.
It's
That
fire.
Promise Neverland opening is so good.
It's so good. I love it so much.
Fire.
Exactly. And the same band made the My Hero Academia theme song for Odd Future. It's one of the later openings.
I'm not
Bruh.
the biggest fan of the My Hero openings.
I'm telling you, if you go back and listen to this one, the Odd Future one, oh my god. Odd Future by Overworld or Uverworld, however you say it. Fantastic opening. Love it. Every time I heard it gave me chills. Like, oh, so
They're
good.
good openings. I'm not saying they're bad openings, but they never really caught me like that. You know, like with the ones we're talking about, they never really got me like the other ones.
That's the thing is like I as much as I like the visuals, right? I think one of our friends, Alex, has also a great way of thinking where, like, if you watch a commercial, right, or for, what is it, a teaser for, like, a trailer for a movie, right? It kind of spoils a lot or kind of says a lot in the opening visuals. I like to focus more on the music side of it, like the musical side of it all. I love it when the song is super catchy, when it's super popular, when it gets covers from different people, when other people who aren't exactly native speakers make covers of it. It's fantastic. I love that whole, support behind it. For example, one that kind of shows a lot story-wise that actually has gotten into some little turmoil is One Piece, where they showed in some of the visuals for the newest season, they kind of spoiled a lot of things for non-manga readers, and also kind of hinted at some crazy things to come for manga readers that hasn't even gotten there yet. So that's where like the visuals of openings kind of get. It really depends on the show, obviously, right? But like if
I was gonna say a lot of shows do that, especially with shonen, where they hint at what's gonna happen in the season itself and what's gonna happen in the future. They do that a lot.
Yeah,
so it's not just One Piece. It happens a lot.
But yeah, the reason why I brought One Piece up is because it did kind of tease stuff for people, like I said, who aren't manga readers, and then kind of tease stuff for manga readers that haven't gotten to certain points yet, or even like stuff that happens like super far in the future. But yeah, I mean, like, I like the music side of it all, and one of the biggest, well, actually, really two of the biggest songs that I love. The visuals are great, but okay. The first one is called "Darling in the Franxx, Kiss of Death." It is a very, very iconic opening song. Tons of people have heard of it. I'm pretty sure most people have heard of it. If you play it, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I've heard this before." Very, very great song. It's very different compared to the other songs that I've said before, but it's just phenomenal. Maybe it's my bias coming through, but I love the opening as well. But the one that really is like super popular, because honestly, the Darling in the Franxx visuals are kind of lackluster, but the song kind of like really does it for you. Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer has a phenomenal opening. And the reason why this topic got brought up, not only because of your love for it, but because my newfound love for openings really stemmed from Demon Slayer, because I really, really enjoyed the opening of Demon Slayer, and it's not saying that I haven't enjoyed other openings before, but this one kind of got me into the rabbit hole of, I wonder if anybody has sang it, or I wonder who sang this song. I want to see if she performed it live. And she performed it at a concert, and the huge, like, roar of the crowd when they heard the music playing and heard her sing her first note. Like, it's insane how crazy popular anime songs are in general when they're singing them live in concert by the person who recorded the vocals for it. Like, it's absolutely nutty. I've heard some like beautifully sung covers of it's called Gurenge, Gurenge, by Lisa HD. That's the original vocalist for it, but I've heard covers of it. It's phenomenal. Yeah, just Demon Slayer opening, it's great. It's what started the rabbit hole of me like looking into openings, or wanting to look more into them. Haikyuu was definitely the first one where I like, dude, Fly High is lit. And honestly, when I was going through this list, right, and creating this for the topic for the pod, I kind of got the idea of just making an anime openings playlist on my Spotify.
I have that.
Really?
On my Spotify, I have a playlist that's just anime openings and endings.
I'm not heading because I'm just gonna do it, but I'm gonna have a playlist just for it because, man, dude, like I said, anime openings and just endings, they kind of just get you in a different mind state. It's like super hype. And then my last one,
just good songs.
Yeah. No, yeah, they're fire, and even though I don't understand all the words, like I know the feeling behind it, you know. My last one is more visual than musical. So it's Pokemon Journeys 2019, the newest version of Pokemon that's out currently. Essentially, they do what you love, Rafa. So they have Ash, Pikachu, Go, how do you say his name in English? But Rabifoot. Well, that's his name in Japan. And then, so essentially, Ash and his companions, they're all goofy dancing as like the intro or the opening kind of starts, and like Ash does like the stanky leg and he makes like a goofy ass face in the opening, and like Pikachu is dude, it's hilarious. I'm gonna send it to you, but it's like goofy laughing, and then whenever the beat like stops and there's like clapping, you see all the characters like clap with the song, and like they're dancing to the song and things like that. It's just a funny way of just showing, like they show Team Rocket, they show every single like aspect of the show, and they kind of just do it throughout the opening, and they're all goofy dancing, and at the end you see Go and Ash, which are the two main characters, get together, do like a little iconic Pokemon pose and then throw the Pokeball, and then that's how the episode starts. And then Pikachu catches a Pokeball and it says, oh, episode 14, let's get Pikachu, whatever, right? And then the ending is probably my favorite. So it's called the theme of the ending is called Let's Play Pokemon Shiritori, and it's kind of like, remember how like in the original show you'd get the the ABCs of Pokemon, like number 1 through 151. So they kind of do the same thing in the end, where they kind of go through ABC of like all the Pokemon. And the cool part is, as these scenes transition, in the bottom right corner of the screen, you see Pokemon kind of dancing and are like jumping around on top of like a little like like the middle circus ring where like lions get on top of. Well, essentially they're playing around that. And the cool part about the ending scene is that they tease future future Pokemon coming in. So like they have like Pokemon that we didn't know would be catched or caught by Ash or Go, or like they would appear and things like that. And like they would show like Riolu, they would show like Scyther, they show like Lycanroc and things like that, and they show them in the thing. And like people like speculate so much off of just the ending little Shiratori ending scene. So like it adds to the value of the show, and kind of helps people anticipate and make like speculation videos of like what's going to happen next and things like that. So I mean, yeah, that one is more visual than musical. But yeah, like that I love that opening and ending. That's one of the one shows that I actually always watch the opening and ending. It's a very odd show to do it for, but I love it.
Okay. I remembered some more openings that I've enjoyed. I can't believe I forgot these. One Punch Man, the first opening.
Forgot about that one.
Season 1. One Punch! Amazing. Love it. Death Parade, an amazing opening. Yeah, how can you forget Death Parade?
Okay.
Tisk.
So, I mean, with I feel like you did say Death Parade, dude.
No, now when I was talking about the earlier, no, I wasn't.
I feel like you mentioned Death Parade, but yeah, no, I mean, I forgot about Death Parade, but that is a really good one. It is a really, really good one.
Another one, I know for a fact. I don't even know if you ever heard of this anime, but it's back in the day. It's an older anime. It's one of the most unique openings I have ever seen, and it's one of those that always sticks to me. It's called Elfen Lied or Elfen Lied.
Elfen Lied. I've heard of it for sure, and I've actually seen the opening. Yes,
that opening is like it's like a mural or like a painting of like of some like of the pretty much of the main character pretty much.
Yeah,
and it's just rolling up it's like panning up, and then there's just this lady singing in the background, and that's the opening. It's unique. It's so different. It's like that sticks with you.
Mm-hmm.
That opening has always stuck with me. I think that's all I have right now.
Well, but that was a lot.
I could give me some time to really remember, and I could go on for days. But but the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was that I just remembered. Sorry. No. Well, no. This is actually going to this. Never mind. Because of these anime, there's their openings and the songs and things like that. For me, for sure, I started looking into like who made the songs, who are these artists, and things like that. I know you said you've done it before too.
Mm-hmm.
For me, for example, with Foolie Cooley, I want to know who made the soundtrack, which I've brought up before. Is this punk rock band called The Pillows.
Mm-hmm.
And they did the soundtrack for the first, technically the first season of Foolie Cooley, and then the next 2 seasons that came out years later. They both did. They did all that music. It's great. They've made some really, really awesome music. Roundtable, who did the opening for Welcome to NHK, I was checking out their music for a long time. They also did the opening to Chobits. I don't know if you ever heard of the show Chobits. It's an older show. It's a way older show. They did that opening. That's a really catchy opening for old anime heads who know that show. They know what I'm talking about. But the one band that I ended up sticking to, even way past what they do for like anime openings and stuff like that, is they're called Maxim the Hormone. It's the band who did the second opening and second ending for Death Note.
Oh, okay.
Is that metal band? Like, remember? Have you heard the opening, the second opening of
I've
Death Note?
heard the yes, I've heard the first and second opening of Death Note, but again, I like if you guys
It's
remember
like,
from a previous pod, I've just never
what up,
watched it.
people? It's like, what up, people? What up, people? Like the ending. Do you
Uh
remember
huh.
that?
It's
It's like
yeah, it sounds
it's like
familiar.
metal. It's really heavy metal. Like it's really like intense.
I mean, one thing I do know for sure is that a lot of people actually love the Death Note openings endings. Like I was like looking on like online as well for like just like if you look in YouTube, you put best opening endings anime 20 whatever 2020 2019 whatever. Like I remember in like one of the lists, like they had like multiple Death Note ones, and I was like, oh wow, that's like surprising. Oh, not really surprising.
What I've seen is that the people really enjoy the first one a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
That I feel like that's one that's no more. But for me personally, I like the second one more. The one that's like it's that metal.
Way to be
Uh,
different.
what?
I said, way to be different. You're just
Oh,
built
well,
different.
I like it, and like and then the ending's called Zetsubo Betty or something like that. I can't remember the name of the ending, but these guys they make such like they have such a unique taste in metal. Like it's really cool. Like you have it's a girl drummer, it's a dude on bass, and there's a guy on guitar who sings, and then they also have another guy who also sings and also does kind of like that voice, that the yell screamo
Yep.
voice thing. So and you do this thing where it's really cool. Like they show you where like they could also do like kind of like fun pop rock type thing, and then like halfway through the song, they cut it, like stop, and
Mm-hmm.
just goes full on screamo metal. Like it's like it's so much. I enjoy their music so much. This is that one. This is for sure that one uh musical act, one band that made an anime opening that I for sure listened to on the side that I listen to their songs that have not been on any anime.
Mm.
Like I've checked out their albums and everything like that. Like I'm all about this band. I love their music.
Mm.
It's so different.
Okay.
Um, another another music act that I listen to that I don't even think they've been on any anime, but I found them through anime,
Mm-hmm.
kind of. I read a news article about them on Anime News Network.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is unique. I want to check this out. It is called Baby Metal. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
No, not at all.
Okay, so it is the Baby Metal is they took the idea of an idol group,
Mm-hmm.
like the idol pop music, and combined it with metal.
Okay.
It is awesome. I love it. I love it so much. I love their music. One of their most famous songs is called "Give Me Chocolate," and is them. It's this the three girls, the pop idols. They're singing and dancing about how much they want and how much they want and how much they love to eat chocolate, while the music in the background is like dun, 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 dun. Like it's just the best. It is the best. I love it. I know it's not really connected to anime, but it's something that I found through anime, like the anime like networks or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I just love their music. It's so good. It's so good. The who else? Scandal is another band that I used to check out. They did music for K-On! A lot of
Oh,
the
okay.
endings. There was a band called Scandal. It was an all-girl band. Um, Sabo Master. I don't know if you recognize that name.
It sounds familiar.
They did one of the openings for Naruto. One of the
That's
original
why
openings
it
for
sounds
Naruto.
familiar. Okay.
They also did an opening for what show was it? I think it was Princess Jellyfish. I don't know if you ever heard of that show.
No.
Princess Jellyfish. Yeah. The ending is really good for that show.
Hmm.
The ending song is beautiful, beautiful. It's a really good show, by the way. Princess Jellyfish. By the way, super side note. All the openings of JoJo Bizarre Adventure, I forgot that, and all the endings too. But the endings don't really count because some of them are like actual. I don't want to say actual songs, but they're songs from like like from the Western Hemisphere. You
Okay.
know, like one of the first ending of JoJo was Yes by it was Roundabout by Yes. So so it's an English band like and then whatever and then and also the one of the endings was that what's the name of that song? Dance Like an Egyptian. You heard that song? Or Walk Like
Uh,
an Egyptian? You know
maybe.
what I'm talking about? It's a very famous song, but whatever. JoJo's kind of like in his own weird space. But yeah, JoJo's another one of those. Trying to think if there's anybody else. Those are the really main ones. Oh, okay. That's all of the music artists that I listen to on the side that have like nothing to do with or like I listen to them outside of anime.
Hmm.
Uh, but another opening I forgot to say it, but I want to say it. Another opening that I
This
love.
is
It's
the
like top.
last one because you go
Okay, I'm
on
sorry.
and
I'm sorry.
on.
But what a way to top it off because it's actually you might have heard it. Um, it is from this show called "Keep Your Hands Off." What's it? It's like the keep Your Hands Off. Is like the character's name. I don't remember the full name of the show, but I remember the name of the song. The song is called "Easy Breezy." Have you heard of it? Like "Easy Breezy, Easy
Yes, it
Breezy."
sounds super. Now I'm
Yes,
trying to think of the name of the show, dude. What?
it's like "Keep Your Hands Off," like Ibiza-chan or something like that.
Hold on. All right, I'm gonna mute my mic because I'm gonna look this up on the computer. But go ahead, keep going on it.
Okay, so the thing is that like when this song came out, like when this anime is like very recent, like maybe like 2 seasons, 3 seasons ago it came out. Like it's very recent, and when the show aired, the opening and everything, the song blew up. Like it became like its own thing because it's such a catchy song, and the
I
opening's so fun.
think I found it. Is it keep your hands off of Iozuken?
Yeah, like it's a like a short girl with like a bucket hat,
Yeah.
and there's a girl with
I'm
like a
looking
tall
at
girl.
the the animation is super goofy. Like not something
It's
I
a
would want to watch,
it's a
but I
really
remember the
good
show.
show. It's a really good show. It's about those three girls, and they start working on their own anime. Uh,
Really.
yeah, like they do anime production. It's a really fun show. It's a really fun show, and that opening is like, bro. I know if you were into anime when this show came out, I know for a fact you heard the song. Like the song became its own thing.
Hmm.
That's how like big it became. Like the song exploded. Like and then like uh it's such a fun song. Like, I looked up the actual full version of the song, and it's part of the playlist that I was telling you about my anime opening playlist.
Yeah.
That's the first song I put in there on my anime playlist.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so when you get a chance, listen to it. Like I'm telling you, you heard it already. Like it's good stuff.
Ooh.
It's good stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that being said, that was a very long segment, but I think it was a great one. Hopefully, you guys that are interested in these anime openings look into it. A lot of the songs were said on here, but I will try my best to put them down in the description so you guys can fully look them up. Just copy and paste, put it into YouTube, and I'm sure you'll be able to find it. That being said, wow, I just gave myself a lot of homework. That being said, Rafa, we've talked a lot. We've talked quite a bit, and I'm honestly kind of getting a little sleepy.
Uh-oh.
And you know what, Rafa? Originally, the plan was to have you give us a slept on anime, but I just couldn't stop thinking about this anime because we had brought it up to you before, and I think I want others to know about it. I want them to know about my slept on anime of the week, and it's called Punchline.
Okay.
So here's
Okay.
why. Punchline, I think, is such a very random and interesting anime. It's, and I'm
Yeah, I
going to
don't
say
think a
this
lot
up
of people
front.
know it.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know it. It's a little bit of etch. So some of you,
Yeah.
surprise, surprise, Hector's recommending a net show. Whatever, right? But it's good. So let me read you the little tagline for it, why I think it's interesting and definitely worth a watch. Punchline, if he sees underwear, humanity will be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
That's
remember
that's
that.
just how I'm going to start it. It's an original anime series from the Noitamina block. Punchline centers on Yuta Iradatsu, a high school student with peculiar habit. When he sees a girl's panties, he gets so excited he faints. Don't we all? Don't we all?
No.
After a certain incident with a ghost cat, his soul gets separated from his body. Using his special powers, Yuta watches the daily lives of the inhabitants of an apartment and sometimes plays tricks on them. Eventually, Yuta decides to unlock the secrets to why Earth will be destroyed and tries to save it. So as you can see, there is a lot going on in this one, but it is definitely worth a watch. It has some funny scenes. It has stuff to do with time travel. It has stuff to do with superheroes. It has panties,
robots.
There's just so much going on.
Spirits.
It's just such a great show. I think it's, like I said, a super slept on anime. Not a lot of people know about it. And if they do, I just haven't heard them talk about it in a very, very long time. But it's definitely worth a watch. It's such an interesting show. I think it doesn't get the recognition it deserves. I wouldn't say it's like a high-end, top-tier S++ anime, but I think it's a really good one.
It's a fun watch.
It's a fun watch for sure. And it's not that very long. It has 12 episodes. It is on Crunchyroll if you guys are looking to watch it. And yeah, like I said, I just think it's worth a watch. It's a good one. But that being said, I also have another good recommendation because honestly, we need to get right into it. I want to talk to you about Anime Swap because we're getting right into it. I've been excited to talk about this one, Rafa. Mm-hmm. I've been waiting for this Anime Swap. So, I already forgot the name of the show. I just had it. Rafa, do you remember the show? It's a survival club game, Sabugebu.
Yeah, you pretty much got it. Yeah.
So essentially, I'm gonna butcher the name, but it's like Sabugebu survival club game. This is what I wanted last week. This is the survival game show club thing I wanted last week.
Yeah.
This was a great show, and let me tell you as to why I knew I was going to instantly like it. Because of the freaking opening scene in episode 1, I had to pick up my jaw because of how incredibly bold the opening of episode 1 was. And let me just break this down for the listeners, for the viewers. So it's about our main protagonist. She's a pink-haired girl. She's very cute. You know, she's transferring to a new school, and she takes the train to her new school. Her father has a job where he moves from position to position, from city to city, blah blah blah, right? The typical spiel stuff. However, she goes on this train, and this old man is essentially contemplating and physically moving closer to her to rape her on a train.
Sexually assaults her. Yeah.
And I was so dumbfounded as to, wow, this is actually happening. I'm like, is this really about to happen? I was like, what did Rafa give me as a recommendation? And then in comes the captain of the survival game club, the president of the survival game club, with her Desert Eagle BB gun pointed at this man's face and said, "Do you want to play this game, sir? I see what you're going to do, you evil foul doer, you evil villain. I dare you to ruin your life for this." And then this sleazeball of a man says, "Do I really want to ruin my life over touching a girl who's really not that pretty?" And he then continues to say, "I have a wife and a daughter who just started college. Do I want to ruin their lives and ruin mine?" And in my head, I'm like, excuse me, sir, shouldn't you have thought of that before coming up with the idea to assault a high school girl?
Right.
And in my head, I'm like, wouldn't you not want that to happen to your daughter? So why are you doing to somebody else's daughter?
Exactly.
And it was in that opening scene where I'm like, all right, I need to see where this goes. And so essentially our heroine, right? Our hero of, I think I said that right. Probably not.
Yeah.
Our hero of the segment of the little portion of that opening beats the living daylights out of the old man, and somehow she still gets blamed for being the suspicious character who was bothering people on the train. And then we go into meeting the rest of the cast, and I loved. It was during episode 2, halfway through, where essentially the main character says, like, maybe I attract hentais, perverts, to me because one character likes pain and she likes getting abused by the main character. One of the girls is an opai model. She's 16 but being asked to be put in like these busty magazines. One of my favorite scenes in episode 2 was when the girl who likes getting abused physically was getting beat by a sushi roll. So she hit the opai girl with a sushi roll, and then the girl that likes being abused, she's like, hit me too. And then literally the girl proceeds to beat the daylights out of her with the sushi roll. And I busted out laughing when I saw that. That was the one time I busted out laughing watching the first 2 episodes. The 3rd episode was great too, but the 2nd episode was the one that got me hooked. I can guarantee it. I will say, Rafa, this one, out of all the ones you showed me, which I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but this one might be the first one I finish.
You finished it?
No, not yet. I'm on episode 7, but I think this is the one that I'm going to finish.
How are you going to finish this over K-On?
I mean, K-On's long. And then I have to watch a movie. Actually, I have to watch 2 movies. No, I think it's just one.
It's just one movie.
Yeah, but I mean, I have to watch a movie. That one feels like more of a chore. This one is like 12 to 24 episodes. I forget what it was. And quick, easy, done. Just like No Game, No Life. Shout out, John. But yeah, I actually surprisingly like this a lot. I thought this like I said, this is a survival game type show I wanted.
It's a really fun show. It's hilarious. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's such a fun show. It's still not better than K-On, so I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, it's a really fun watch. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I knew it. The other one, the Stella Women's Academy, I was like, I'm not 100% sure how he's gonna like this one because it's like I said, it's slice of life, like / comedy. Like there's a big emphasis on like the slice of life part.
Yeah.
This one, it's straight comedy. It's just a bunch of goofy stuff happening left and right. The characters are goofy. Like their interactions are great.
The narrator was phenomenal. The fact that he was so unprofessional, he would explain something and then halfway through he was like, I'm done explaining. Go Google it. Go ask somebody about it. I'm done talking. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like it's just joke after joke, and it's just really funny. It's a really good show. Like if you're looking for some laughs, this show got you.
Now I want to hear what you thought about Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga. I love this show. What was the show? What was the show before this one that I was like my favorite one?
It wasn't.
Was it Tower of God?
Tower of God was your number 1, and then you also like the Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? You like that one too.
I like that one. Godslayer was also good. Mm-hmm. This beat all of them. I heavy mess with this show. Woo, boy! I'm on episode 5 right now, and the only reason I'm not on episode 10 right now is because we're doing this podcast. I'm telling you, I am all about the show. This is my number 1 pick. Of anything you've ever suggested to me, this is my number 1 show. I love.
I'm not even mad at it though.
everything about this show. From episode one, I was down, bro. I was like, this is my show right here. I love it. I love the setting. I
Torfin.
love the characters. Uh, uh, the dad, his name was Thors. He was such a G,
Mm-hmm.
such a badass dude. Like even spoiler for the first three episodes. Was it the first three episodes?
Mm-hmm. He's alive for the first. Oop.
Well, okay. Well, you just spoiled it.
I just spoiled it.
Um,
Well, you
even
did say
even
spoiler
on
before, so
even on his death, this man went out like a G. This guy is
nasty.
badass, bro. He would hands down beat Goblin Slayer. I don't care what anybody says. The only reason the only reason this man died is because he said, "Bro, I'm done killing."
That and
He
his
said, "I don't
son
want."
is a babushka.
No, no, hey, come on, bro. Okay, that's the one thing I want to bring up to you because I remember you were saying the last episode that his son was the B word.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with you because his son was 6 years old when that happened.
No,
06.
the reason I said he's
Yes.
a B word is because of how he becomes after that. Like, I understand he's
Oh,
6, I get that, but
okay.
once you see how he is as a person afterwards, like, that's my biggest
Again,
qualm. He
I,
stayed stagnant as the same type of character until this big thing happened later on in like the 24 episodes, and like essentially what you're gonna get with Vinland Saga is this is from what I've read online and from what the creator said, this is the most action you're gonna get. This is like the Marineford arc of Vinland Saga. Like this is the big old action scenes, episode 1 through 24. After this, it's nothing but character development for Thorfinn.
um, I don't. I don't know if there's a continuation after this, like after season one or whatever.
It's just 1 to 20,
Uh,
1 through
okay.
24. Jesus Christ.
Then that's all I'm gonna end up watching. If there's not a second season, I don't think I'm gonna watch the manga because I'm not that really into manga in the
Mm.
first place. Um, but um, I don't know how he is later on because where I left off was that he's trying to kill the guy who got his dad killed,
Mm-hmm.
and he's kind of like hanging around in the area with them.
Mm-hmm.
And he challenged the guys like, hey, he was kind of training with his dagger, and he's like, hey, fight me, and the guy beat him up, and he's like, hey, until you do something badass in the battlefield, you can duel me again.
Yeah.
And the kid's like, all right, well, one day I'm gonna kill you.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much where I left off, right there. So if he, I don't know how he's going to be in the later episodes, but as of right now, I understand his motivation.
Mm-hmm.
I understand how he is, and I understand why he is the way he is. He's a 6-year-old who saw his father die in front of him in a pretty crazy way, and he wants to get revenged. And he is on his own. He's no way. There's no way of him going back home. He's on his own, and he's trying to survive, trying to get strong, so he can kill the guy who killed his dad. I get why Gary is, bro. The scene. Oh my god, I love this show so much. Like I felt it. The scene where he's on in the boat when they're in the sea and they're dragging the boat along,
Mm-hmm.
and he's in that boat in the back by himself, and he just starts yelling, "I'm going to kill you!" And
Yeah,
he's literally
that was
crying
intense.
and like slobbering, like literally like saliva falling out his mouth, like the rage, the anger, the pain this kid was emoting. It was just like, bro, oh my god, I'm all about this show right here. The action's badass. You like the characters. I kind of didn't like the older sister that much because she's like, hey, let's get a slave. I was like, oof, that's a big old oof for me right there. But
During the
back in
time
the
period,
day,
yeah.
back in the day, that was the thing. So I was like, I'll let it slide, but that's a big old oof for me. Um, just man, just the way that it built the story, the way that it built the way that it opened with Thor's the dad fighting and everything along, and you're like, well, how does this connect? And then you find out what that scene was in the opening of him, pretty much saying, "Hey, I'm done killing," and he just leaves, and then
He
and then
just
it's like
pieces
15
out.
years. Yeah, and then like 15 years later, they find him again. Excuse me, and they're like, "Hey, we need you. We're going back to war. You did technically desert us, and like that is like a crime. So like we'll let you go. We'll forgive it if you come back. But apparently it's a trap. They're trying to kill him, and then they kill him. But like the only reason they kill him is because he kind of, I don't say he gives up, but he gives up his life. So then his son and like the people that are with him don't die. Like a G, he went out. Like, bro, oh my,
Yeah, he
I
went out like a G.
honestly
I'll give you that one.
like I would love to have a spin-off or a movie or something just focus on Thor's. He is just a badass dude, bro. Like he was awesome. Just hands down, he was awesome. Like because like he's a badass from the opening scene, right? Because he knows how to fight. He knows what he's doing. But he's also a good guy. He's a good guy. Because like the whole thing with the slave, he gave up like 8 sheep or something. Like he gave like a crazy amount of like of animal like of animals which matter back in the day
Hmm.
to save this guy who was dying because this dude wanted to take him back because he was a runaway slave. I was like, respect, dude, respect for that. Bro. Bro. Oh my god, this show is. I just cannot wait to see where it goes. I'm so hyped to see this kid fight because you can tell he's gonna.
Oh,
Like,
dude, the battle scenes when he's like going all out are nutty. There's
yeah,
two specific ones that I can think of off the top of my head that like you can tell, how like we're certain like anime like developers and producers, like they're like, all right, we're gonna put like 80% of our money into this one scene. Like
yeah,
the two battle scenes that I'm thinking of, like you can tell they put money into those. Like the movements, the way he uses his daggers, like it's, dude, you're gonna get hype when you watch the scenes. Trust me.
yeah. I'm already hyped. I can't wait to see this kid evolve and grow up, and who's he gonna kill? Who's he gonna get revenge on? Because it's the pirate guy, right? The main
Hmm.
captain guy who his crew pretty much killed his dad. But there's also the other guy who actually put the hit on him. Is
Yeah.
he gonna go after him? Like, well, how far does this go in its ploy of revenge? Right? I
Hmm.
cannot wait to see where that goes. You say that he becomes a B word later on, or like he kind of.
And the thing is, like, okay, and when I say that, I mean his attitude and so I mean that's not really spoiling it, but his revenge kind of clouds his judgment, and he just gets all consumed by revenge, and the way he just acts and is while just only thinking about revenge, that's what makes him the B word. Um, when
And to that's what I wanted to say. That's what I want to see where what would make him what would make him say what would use why you're saying that because of his actions. And just hearing that, my response to you is that he grew up seeing his dad die in front of him, so he wants to get this revenge. So I can clearly see he's not an adult. He's still a kid growing up. He no, normally a kid growing up or a preteen. I don't know how old he is later on, but like let's just say he's a preteen. They don't think clear nowadays. A normal kid who is not in any scenario like that doesn't think clearly, right? They think through their emotion,
Mhm.
right? So if you take a kid who saw his father die in front of him and is like, I'm gonna kill the guy who killed my dad. Yeah, he's gonna react. He's gonna act on emotion. He's not gonna react on logical thinking. He's gonna be like, I'm gonna do what it takes to slice this man's throat open because he killed my dad. So I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen the scenes yet, but I I'm ready to be like, yeah, of course he's gonna act like this.
So I have a bonus uh objective for you. So I want to see. I don't know how you feel about binging the rest of the show. I don't want you to like binge all 24 episodes, but I kind of want a progress report on what you think in the next pod, for however far you get in the show.
Okay.
And I want to see what you think. Like, I just want to see your development of what you think of Thorfinn and the show.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna keep watching it. Like even if we didn't bring this up next episode,
Uh huh.
I was this is like it's Rent a Girlfriend and this like this is what I'm gonna be watching.
Hey.
Like this I'm telling you, I'm all about this show. I loved it. I loved all of it. I love the world building. I love the fight scenes. I love the characters' motivations. I'm all in about this show. I cannot wait to see where this
Hmm.
goes.
Okay, well, that being said, that was our reviews of the previous anime swap. But it's time to swap some new anime, and actually, I'm gonna let you go first because I feel like you're on a roll. You're on this emotional high, so I want to hear what you got for me.
Okay, so what I have one picked out, but I feel like I've been giving you so many of these. I
So
kind of
many
want to
slice
switch.
of lives.
I, dude, I all I have is like slice of life picked out for you, but I kind of want to switch it up a little bit, but at
Hmm.
the same time, it's like, nah, I'm not gonna switch it up. I'm gonna keep it the same, but I'm gonna pick a different show. I'm gonna pick a different show. I'm gonna pick Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. So you
Okay.
said you have not seen it.
Yeah, I have not watched it at all. Of course, I've seen it around. I know what it is. I literally can visualize what it is. Never watched it
Yes,
though.
watch it. It is good. Now it is in the slice of life comedy.
Hmm.
Okay, that's all I've been giving you, but that's pretty much that's my what my favorite
But this
stuff
one, the
is.
twist is it's a dragon. So.
Right, and it's actually a very good show.
Mm.
Like the other ones are, they're all to me they're all good shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like this one is like overall everybody who's seen the show loves it. I don't think I've seen a single person be like this is like an okay show or not like the show. Like everybody who's seen the show has loved the show. Okay, like online.
Mm-hmm.
It is about it's about this person named Kobayashi. It's a red haired lady, and she works at a like office or whatever. And then one day she ends up with a maid at her small apartment who is actually a dragon who can transform her the way that she looks. So that she's transformed into a maid with the dragon tail, and she lives there with her. I don't want to say how they got to know each other, or whatever, because it's part of the story. But it is all the characters are you like the characters. First of all, they're very charming. They're funny. The situations they get are the it's just the best. Like the dragon maid, she is in love with Miss Kobayashi, so she's trying to like proclaim her love to her, and Miss Kobayashi's like, "Yo, get away from me." And I'm not. It's not like that. It's just some really funny, really cute. It's you're gonna enjoy it. I know you're gonna
Oh,
enjoy it.
okay, okay.
Okay, it might. There's some really funny. There's some really funny stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as wacky and as silly as this show you just watched. I forgot the name
Yeah,
of it. The one that it's not the Survival Club. It's not as wacky and silly as that. It's I don't want to say it's more grounded because it's like dragons and stuff like that, but like it's more chilled back a little bit. You see the everyday lives of these characters. You know of the Dragon Maid and Miss Kobayashi. There's
yeah.
other characters too. There's there's like Fafnir is in there.
I
So
do know
from
Fabnir. Yeah.
yeah, right. He's in there. He's a really funny character too.
Mm.
So it's a really fun show. It's a really fun show where for example one of the things is uh they're like, oh, you're a dragon or whatever, but they don't really make it like a big deal type of
Yeah.
thing. Like, yeah, you're a dragon, like whatever, type of thing. Like, it's fun. It's fun.
Hmm.
It's
Okay.
you are going to enjoy it. And the opening is a lot of fun too. I love it.
Okay.
And I hope you get into it. And if you do, good because there's a season two coming up.
I actually have heard of the season two. So for my anime that I have for you, I watched this quite a long time ago, and honestly, seeing it and reading like the description of it and just remembering about it, like it really made me want to watch it again. It's called Kisniver. Kisniver is essentially a story about 8 different people who get brought together by someone, a mysterious woman who chose them specifically, and how they are connected is through pain. So the main character feels no pain. It's just something that he was born with. He just has no pain sensors in his body. But the problem is he's now linked through some kind of way to 7 other people. And whatever pain he experiences, the other 7 experience, and vice versa. If one person experiences some kind of pain, like a broken leg, the others are not going to break their leg, but they're going to feel every bit of pain that the other one has.
Ooh, wow.
So, each of these characters is unique, and they all come from different, like, groups of people in the school. So some of them are students, some of them aren't students, some of them are rogue people. And I'll even give you a little hint. One person in the group is a masochist. So if I'm right, that means that she likes pain.
She likes pain, yeah.
And so others feel it.
Ooh,
and it's not the person you'd expect to be the masochist.
Question. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure the show's going to answer it, but do they know each other?
So essentially the first or second episode, it's kind of like a Saw type thing where they get brought into this factory and that's how they meet. The only characters that fully know each other are the main protagonist and his childhood best friend.
But they know they're linked to each other.
Yeah.
With the pain. So, okay, bro, I'll be so mad. Oh my god, I'll be like, bro, you need to stop.
And another person is a psycho killer.
Okay.
Out of the group, so each and every single one has like this weird, quirky thing about them that is either like good or bad. And you kind of see their story of how they, one kind of, become a group of individuals who normally wouldn't be together, and 2, how they attempt to get this bond detached and kind of broken between them.
So it's like a test they have to go through.
Yeah, it's literally like a huge trial. Oh
my god, I'll be so mad.
And like I said, just looking at it and looking at the character design, the way that the art looks in the show, like it really got me wanting to watch this again. So I probably will be watching along with you. And yeah, we'll see. I'm super excited to hear what you think about this one. I'm not gonna rate this as a S tier anime. I'll give it like an A tier, A- tier anime. But I enjoyed it from what I remember, and we'll see what you think about it.
Oh, I would, if I was one of those 8 people, I would tie up the other 7 people, and like, I don't even know, bro. I'm just thinking like, bro, oh my god, like you guys better not mess around.
But here's the thing, like you got to think about it. What if a girl gets cramps? You're gonna feel that.
Oh yeah.
If if like a guy has kidney stones, you feel that.
I would just kill all 7 of them.
That means you die.
How many would I die?
You kill all 7 of them, so you feel the pain for all 7.
No. Why would they die? It's like instantly. Like if I put a bullet in their head,
you'll feel the bullet piercing your head.
No. If someone, okay. First of all, if someone gets shot, they're not gonna be like, "Ow, it's a bullet." No, they just drop dead.
Yeah, but right? You feel the pain, right? That they would feel while it's happening.
Any pain because they're dead.
People who are listening to this, please drop your do you understand what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, Hector. Don't get me wrong. I get what you're saying.
You're gonna feel it.
But my point is that okay? So if someone gets shot in the head, right? they die so fast that the pain doesn't go to their pain receptors because they're dead. So wouldn't that cancel itself out? Because like they don't feel it, so how they're gonna feel it? You know? You get what I'm saying?
Pain is pain. It doesn't matter. Like if they get kicked, like
Nah,
let's say they stub their toe,
That's
you feel
different.
your stub your toe.
Right.
If you get a paper
I
cut,
get it. I get
they
that.
feel
I
the
get
paper
that.
cut.
But they're still alive though, right? So like, so what happens if someone dies? Like, let's say they bash their head in. Like, okay, for example, they fall off a building, right? Like a tall building. So like
They
the
splat on the
second,
ground. Do you feel the splat? Is that what you're saying?
yes, the second they hit
I want to say
the
you do,
floor,
but I don't know.
the second they hit the floor, because they will die immediately. Let's say they fell off the Sears Tower.
Instantaneously.
Right. They're dead immediately, right? They're not going to feel the impact of them hitting the ground because of the force itself is so strong that their life is going to be done, right? They're dead immediately. So me, who is connected to that person, hypothetically, would I feel that? Because they didn't feel it. Because they're dead. You get what I'm saying?
I understand what you're trying to do, but in my head I'm like, no, because that's not how that works. Like it's regardless, it's pain. Even if they don't feel it, right? You're gonna feel it. I think you just have to watch. I
The pain
don't
sensors
fully
don't
know.
get triggered because they're dead by that point.
I don't know, man. You know what? We're gonna let the commenters comment and see what they
I don't
think.
know. And again,
But we
I
also
haven't
have to
seen the
watch
show.
this. Yeah.
I haven't seen the show yet, so I could be singing a different tune next time. But this is just hypothetical. Again, hypothetically, if I was in that situation, I would kill all 7 of them and be like, "What up? I'm good. I'm not gonna deal with the BS of these people, especially the one who's a masochist. Get out of here with that." Or I would drug them. I would have them high off Xanax all the time.
Wow.
So then, so then, so then they're just like lazy.
They just don't
and they're
feel
just
nothing.
like, yeah, yeah. Ooh, or I would jug them to the point of their vegetables, so they can't do anything. They're just there.
That's. Anyways, guys, that will be
Bro, I'm
the
looking out
end.
for number 1. All right, buddy. I'm not okay. If you tell me, Hector, if you were in a situation like that where I know we gotta wrap this up, but I'm sorry, but Hector, you tell me if you're in a situation just like that, you're not gonna try to get yourself out of that at all.
I mean, I'm gonna try to get myself out of it, but I'm not gonna instantly
Right.
think, "Let me murder everyone" or "Let me turn them into a vegetable."
How are you supposed to get out of it then?
I'm gonna figure it out, bro. I'm gonna put
Tell them to,
my
like, hey,
Sherlock
hey,
Holmes hat on and get your thinking cap
Hey,
on.
7 strangers who don't know me, please don't hurt each other. Please don't do anything. Masochist who enjoys pain, please don't do that because then I get hurt. They don't care. They're going to do whatever they want. Nah, bro. You got to look out for number 1.
I mean, we'll see. We'll potentially be singing a different tune, like you said, come next week. But Rafa, that is the pod. Thank you guys so much for listening. This was a great, interesting pod. I think this is probably our more looser, more interesting conversation-esque pod that I feel like we've had before. Of course, we've dropped some crazy comments ourselves here and there, little tidbits, as you guys know. But that being said, yeah, make sure to follow us on the Instagram. On the Instagram. Wow. You know, I'm going to make an Instagram page now that I accidentally said that. On the YouTube. On the Twitter. Rafa's Twitter is, what is it again, Rafa?
It's at me talk anime.
And of course,
Or
my
follow me
Twitter.
in there.
Ultra_VMan. And if you didn't know, I play games. You know, we're a bunch of gamers here too. I am live on Twitch most of the time during the week, playing a variety of games. Ultra VMan is what you can look up on there. Twitch.tv/ultra_VMan. I'll be live. You can see me there playing different games. And finally, Rafa, any shout outs you want to give to anyone?
Yes, I do. Speaking of video games,
Ooh.
Just want to do a quick shout out to the boys over there. We know them, y'all know them. We talk a lot of smack about them. They talk smack about us. It is the Play and Pod with Alex and John on Geek Jar 2000. They're on Spotify, any other service that's associated with Anchor. They're also on YouTube, just like us. Not on Apple, unfortunately, but hopefully that changes in the future. See, the positive, and
The positive.
check them out. They play video games and at the same time as they podcast. Talk about TV shows, movies, video games, pop culture, everything but anime because we cover anime over here. That's
that we
what
do.
we are the experts of. And also, if you need any special, if you guys love high quality shirts, and let's say it's the family reunion in a month or so, you need some custom shirts, or if you just want to make your own custom shirt, or it's the office picnic or whatever you got going on. If you need some clothing, some shirts made, or if you're just trying to find some nice high end shirts with their own logo on it, 3upprints.com, 3upprints on Instagram, on Twitter, and they also have a YouTube.
Ooh.
Check them out. They make quality shirts, man, quality T-shirts. We have the limited edition. They don't even sell them more. The Unidos shirt. I have the pink one.
Oh, and I have
Love it.
the gray, the cream.
Love it. High end quality shirts. I think by the time this podcast comes out, they should have more on there, or they will.
Ooh.
I know they're planning on releasing more stuff on there. Can't wait to see what they got. I'm for sure gonna cop mine. Cannot wait. Quality stuff. Then you can also hire them for custom work. 3upprints. Go check them out. Awesome stuff. I think that's all I gotta plug.
Oh, okay. But finally, like Rafa said, we are associated with Anchor.com, so you can find us on any of the podcast sites out there. We are on, for sure, Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for that. I honestly just want to say thank you guys, because as much hard work we did getting you guys to watch and giving us reviews, I'm certain helped a lot. As well as Spotify, if you need us for on that go type vibe, and our main home, our hub, some would say, youtube.com. Unfortunately, we don't have the Bento Box / just yet. We need a little bit more subscribers and more viewers, but we'll get there one day. And then one day will be youtube.com/Bento Box, by Bento Boxcast. So there's that, guys. Again, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you guys on the next pod. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Hector, you can kiss them now.
Oh, okay. No. That's your thing. Go ahead.
I don't want to kiss him though. I don't want to kiss him this week. Maybe next week.
Oh my god. We'll see if he does it next week, guys. I don't know. I don't believe him.
I don't know.
Okay, bye.